Besides making straight matcha green tea, what else can you make with matcha green tea powder? Well, you can make a latte or a smoothie. Hi, I'm GloryB, and this is GloryB-TV, a lifestyle channel for mature women who want to look fabulous, feel amazing, and age gracefully. Matcha is a type of green tea powder that's made from very young leaves, typically grown in Japan. Now, there are two types of matcha green tea powder. The first is ceremonial. This is the typical kind that's just made with hot water, and it's only made from the young green leaves. It's the most expensive and the brightest green color. The second type is called Culinary Matcha, which is made from a combination of the young green tea leaves and some older tea leaves as well. It's not as bright green, sometimes even has a brown tinge to it, and it's not as expensive as the ceremonial. Now, I'm going to be using two different kinds of matcha today so that you can get an idea of one that's more ceremonial and one that is more culinary. And you can use culinary in any kind of dish or smoothie and latte if you want. Matcha has antioxidants in it, and these are the things that stabilize free radicals in our bodies. It's good for your liver, and some people say it helps them with alertness during the day, but in a more nuanced way than coffee. In fact, drinking matcha is a great way to wean yourself off coffee if that's what you want to do. I found that I especially like matcha in either a hot or cold latte or in a smoothie. Now, you don't need all of the traditional Japanese cooking implements in order to make matcha. If you want, you can buy the traditional bamboo whisk. Now, some people have reported that the bamboo whisk has come apart in the center, it's come unglued, or it's gotten moldy even though they wash it and dry it right away. So it's up to you, but using a metal whisk is just fine. If you want to just try matcha like I did, because I wasn't sure if I was even going to like it, I would suggest this Trader Joe's matcha green tea powder. And the thing I like about this is, and I have one open here, they're in little individual packets. There are 7 of these, and each of these holds 1 teaspoon of matcha powder. Check the description box below the video for all the products I'm going to talk about today, and I'll have links to those products so you can go check them out for yourself. Now, to make the latte, I'm not using boiling water, I'm using hot water. So if your water that you heat starts to boil, just turn off the heat and let it cool down for a bit. And what I'm going to do is use 2 ounces of hot water with 1 teaspoon of the matcha green tea powder. Now, you can put the matcha through a small sieve, a small strainer if you want. That will get rid of all the little clumps. And after you add the hot water, you just whisk it. And you can go in a back and forth motion and just keep whisking it until it has some frothy bubbles on top. At this point, I'm going to add 6 ounces of almond milk. Now, if I'm making a hot latte, I make sure to heat up the milk beforehand, and then I just pour that on top of the matcha, and I like to add some sweetener. Now, you can use maple syrup or agave nectar or honey. My favorite is maple syrup. Just 1 or 2 teaspoons is good, and you can give it a stir. Now, if you're making it cold, of course, you're going to use cold almond milk, and then if it's not cold enough for you, you can add some ice cubes. For a smoothie, put 8 or 10 ounces of cold almond milk into a blender, and then add 1.5 teaspoons of the matcha. Now, for the smoothie, I'm going to use the matcha from Sun Foods. This is definitely a culinary matcha, and you're going to see it's not quite as bright green as the Trader Joe's. So my 1.5 teaspoons plus my almond milk, and I'm just going to turn the blender on low just to incorporate all of the matcha into the milk. Then I'm going to add 1 frozen banana, and if you want, you can add 1 or 2 dates that you've taken the pit out, and that will help to make it more sweet. and then turn the blender on high until the banana is completely blended. These drinks are a great way to get matcha into your diet. Also check out my video on how to make matcha green tea chia pudding, or even how to freeze bananas, because there is one right way and one wrong way to do it. Click its image on the right side of the screen, and I'll see you in the next video.